So ultimately, I received two individual offers to study medicine at two different universities, and it genuinely had to be one of the best feelings that I've ever experienced, solely because I really did put a lot of effort and exhaustion and blood, sweat, and tears into my application. So it was really relieving and rewarding to know that it paid off as a whole. And so I think one of the most daunting elements of the application process before I applied was definitely the UCAT exam, because I'd heard a lot about it. I'd had friends and family who have done it and have all said that it's really exhausting, tiring, difficult. So I do have to say it was definitely one of those things where you didn't really know what was coming until you started practicing. And it was definitely one of those humbling exams because it's not like anything I've ever done before. Certain sections like abstract reasoning and especially verbal reasoning, because I haven't really, I don't take any literature subjects, so I haven't really had the chance to advance my literacy skills since GCSEs. So it was definitely a humbling exam as a whole. And I think the reason why I inclined towards MedEntry was solely because of social media and adverts and different things that I was seeing online. So I had friends and family who used other websites, but as I was scrolling through social media, I was more inclined to choose MedEntry because of their reputation. They definitely had better achievers, I found, than other websites. And it was genuinely just like one of those things where I sort of just felt inclined to one over the other. I took part in I watched a lot of the videos that they had for each section, and I definitely thought that was really helpful in sort of familiarizing yourself with each section, getting to know little tips and tricks. So for example, with the verbal reasoning section, it gave you insights on how to skim read and how to extract information from the necessary parts, which was definitely really useful when it came to that section, because time is definitely not in your favor. So you do really have to advance those skim reading, literacy, and like retaining information skills so you can maximize your score. And in terms of how I use the online platform of MedEntry, I took part in nearly all of the mocks. I didn't quite get through all of them, but I managed to get through a fair few of them. And that was really helpful because it was quite nice to see that your scores are improving with each mock. And then another feature which I found with MedEntry, which I didn't find with any other website, was the ability to redo the questions that you got wrong. So that was a really nice feature because it meant that you could review and reflect on that mock, and then you can physically have a go at the questions that you didn't quite succeed in the previous attempt. And then with time, you will slowly improve. You'll start to pick up on weak spots and parts of your learning which you're not quite strong in, and then overall achieve a really good score. So I do really like that feature. And I think another feature that I liked was just in abstract reasoning, there were patterns which I hadn't been exposed to with other websites. So I found that MedEntry had a lot more challenging and I can't really think of the word, but a lot more challenging patterns and shapes, etc. So it did just mean that when it came to the exam, even though they were slightly more challenging than my actual exam, I felt like I was a lot more prepared, and the questions felt a lot easier and they came to me a lot quicker. So it meant that abstract reasoning could have been one of my better sections because I achieved nearly full marks. So ultimately, that's just my little testimonial, and I couldn't have done my UCAT without MedEntry. It was definitely the biggest help, and I'm extremely grateful for all of the videos, services, and even the interview workshop, because I did take part in that after I did my UCAT. So MedEntry as a whole is quite a well-rounded website, and I'm extremely fortunate to have been exposed to it before my UCAT. So thank you.